It's been too long.
Those of you who've followed my channel since the olden days know I love Pokemon Snap. This short on-rails adventure debuted on the N64 back in 1999 and featured a little under half of the original game's monsters, wandering around cute little environments waiting to be photographed. The game's protagonist, Todd Snap, could interact with them in various ways, such as throwing apples, pester balls, and a flute. With Professor Oak's aid, he works his way through a few different areas until reaching Rainbow Cloud, where after Oak's research is concluded and the game ends. Snap became a huge cult hit, with fans clamoring for a sequel that had a longer than 3-hour runtime.
But Generation 2 passed, then 3, then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now with over 1,000 Pokemon, would Snap 2 ever come to fruition?
It did. And I have it. Snap 2 effectively reboots the franchise, recycling a lot of the same ideas, but expanding the stage selection and number of Pokemon. We still have apples, or their lighter brethren, Flufflet, renamed in an attempt to sound less harmful to these little buggers. Snap 64 did seem to have an almost fetishistic obsession with Pokeharm. Apples and pester balls would whomp the shit out of everything in sight, all in an attempt to get better photos, which is actually hilarious and can't be much worse than the battling humans forced them into. Introducing the Illumina Orb! Throwing this at a Pokemon
Gives them energy!
or something.
Listen, you didn't hear from me, but for business reasons, we just had to get rid of the balls filled with poison gas we used to use.
The flute returns. There's nothing more immersion breaking than playing through a level having to blast this grating tune on repeat in hopes that some mons react to it, rather than enjoying the natural sights, sounds, and vibe-tastic music. Unless interacted with, Pokemon rehearse their individualized routines every time a stage is played, almost like the residents of Clock Town. To combat this getting too stale, each area has variations to it. Most now have day-night cycles, a brilliant way to pack more content into your game without having to completely rebuild a new level. Collecting enough photography points also levels up a zone, which switches up Pokemon behaviors and locations. I'd never dismiss extra content, but I wish some sort of shoddy time-warping shenanigans were woven into the plot as an explanation for the deja vu. Professor Mirror and Rita are exploring the Lental region, researching the
Illumina phenomenon.
Like Professor Oak before them, they hire a photographer to document this expedition. Getting points and leveling up zones leads to the discovery of each area's Illumina Pokemon, allowing Mirror to slowly unravel the secrets of the island. Repeat scenarios notwithstanding, it's serviceable, and I enjoy the sequel for expanding some key areas. On the other hand, though, players could be from title screen to gameplay in less than 2 minutes in the original. New Pokemon Snap has an intro cutscene, dialogue introducing our companions, dialogue inside the lab, another cutscene introducing the camera, a short tutorial setting players up for the first stage, more dialogue, then Snap 64 just...
Get the hell out there, kid.
The biggest critique against the original game for me was its length, but Snap 2 seems to almost revel in its slow pacing. Whereas the original only had 1 photo logged for each Pokemon, Snap 2 has a built-in 1 to 4 star rating system for each photo taken. This gives players more incentives for Pokemon interaction, but in an odd move, players can still only choose 1 photo at the end of each session. So even if 2 or 3 great pictures are sitting in your end-of-stage portfolio, wonderful! But try again. There's no better example of Snap 2's unnecessary padding than Illumina spots. What should have been standout gameplay moments quickly turn to tedium as players are forced into uninteresting hide-and-seek matches. ever wonder what it would be like if an entire level had only one Pokemon to interact with? Am I nitpicking too much? Because honestly, in the grand scheme of things, it's a pretty good game. The Pokemon Snap series does an incredible job highlighting the sort of animation, discovery, and personality that's lacking from mainline entries. The creatures are at home in these environments, not locked to a specific terrain type. It's also an incredible introduction to camera movement for new gamers. Even though they played it safe in a few too many areas, the game is still immensely enjoyable, if a bit slow-paced.
New Pokemon Snap is a worthy successor.
Hats off to you, Bandai Namco. You done good.